Are you thinking of planning a destination wedding or already started planning and seem to have a lot more questions than you have answers? Well, we're here to help with that. Hi, I'm Jack with Destination Wedding Ease, and I'm here to answer some of the questions you might have regarding planning a destination wedding. We've been helping people plan their destination weddings for over 20 years. We've heard a lot of different questions. We have a lot of answers. So I thought it might be a good idea here to provide you some answers to questions you may have or might not know that you're going to have. Do I need a passport to travel to Mexico? Well, in the past, you didn't need. You could have gotten into Mexico and Canada with a birth certificate or a driver's license. For about the past 10 years, you do need a valid passport to travel out of the U.S. to Mexico and to get back into the U.S. Please make sure that whatever travel documents you have match the passport that you have. So if you're going to get married and you want your documents to be in your new married name, you can't do that unless your passport is going to have your married name on it. Here's another one about passports. I want to have a destination wedding on a tropical island, but I have a few guests that can't get passports. Are there any islands that I can have a destination wedding on? Well, the good news is the answer is yes. Here are a few destinations that are islands that you can have a wedding on without your guests or you needing passports to travel. Puerto Rico. Look at San Juan. There are probably 5 to 10 hotels in San Juan that you can have a destination wedding at. There are no all-inclusive hotels though. St. John. There's a few hotels on St. John. Again, no all-inclusive hotels. St. Thomas. Right now there are about 10 hotels in St. Thomas. There is one all-inclusive. Some hotels there have all-inclusive packages. You do not need a passport to travel to St. Thomas. St. Croix. You do not need a passport to travel to St. Croix. There's a few hotels there I would look at that we've worked with, but again, there are no all-inclusive. Another place most people think about is Hawaii. You can look at Maui, the Big Island, Kauai. Each of the islands has beautiful resorts. You do not need a passport to travel to any of the islands of Hawaii. What is the difference between a symbolic wedding and a legal wedding? Really good question, and we did a video, and I'm going to provide a link right up here for you, and then you can see the full video about this. But a short answer is a legal wedding is when you go to the destination and you legally get married. You will have to process additional paperwork. You'll have to go a little bit earlier. It's going to be more expensive, and all of your paperwork, if you're in a foreign country that speaks a different language other than English, will be in that language. So you'll have some translation services. Symbolic wedding is what most people do for a destination wedding. You will legally get married at home. You will go to the destination. You will have a ceremony. If your guests don't know that you're not legally married already, they will think they're seeing you get married in front of you. There's more flexibility with a symbolic, and again, the majority of people will host a symbolic destination wedding. What are the most popular places to get married in and why? For 2020, what we're seeing as trends, most popular places are going to be all-inclusive resorts at a beach destination. Most popular locations will be Mexico, Cancun and Riviera Maya, Cabo in Mexico, Jamaica, whether it's Montego Bay, Negril or Ocho Rios, and the Dominican Republic, with the most popular place there being Punta Cana. A lot of the reasons for this is these places are easy to get to from most places. They have the most options in terms of all-inclusive resorts that have the infrastructure for destination weddings in place. So those are really the 3 or 4 or 5 most popular places to get married in 2020. I want to have my destination wedding at an adults-only resort, but a few of my friends want to bring their kids. There's probably only going to be one child under 18 out of 50 guests. Can I still have my wedding at an adults-only resort? Well, it's not really a simple answer, but the simple answer is No. An all-inclusive adults-only resort is just that. It's for guests over the age of 18. Now the complex answer is yes. There are several resorts that have recently opened that will have an adults-only resort on one side, and then right next door will be a family-friendly resort. So that if you host your events at the family-friendly section or the family-friendly resort, then you can have your guests and some of your functions without the children at the adults-only resort, and then host your events that you want the children at the family-friendly. A great example of this would be hosting a wedding at Dreams Playa Mujeres in the Cancun area, and right next door will be Secrets Playa Mujeres. Your guests can stay in either place. You will have your events at Dreams. The adults staying at either location can use the amenities at either Secrets or Dreams. So there's 5 or 6 resort combinations like that, and there are also some resorts that are family-friendly resorts but may have an adults-only section within the resort. Now this question is one we've actually asked the resorts, but it's a great question. Question is, if I'm hosting my wedding at an all-inclusive resort and all my guests are staying at the resort, why does the resort want to charge me for all my private events or my private reception? Now that's a great question. Like I said, we've asked the resorts. The answer you will get from the resorts is this. There is a cost for them to set up a private area for you, bring the staff in, cook special for you, and do that type of arrangement for a private event. Our question to the resorts is, what is the cost of that? What you're going to see, it vary. Some of the resorts may only charge you $10 or $15 or $20 per person for this private cocktail party, your private reception, and the setup for a basic setup. Other resorts, it could be between $50 to $70 dependent upon the menu. So the bottom line is that yes, if you are going to have a private cocktail party, a reception, or anything like that at the majority of resorts, you will have to pay extra even though you and your guests are staying at the all-inclusive. Now, let me throw a variable in this. We have relationships with certain resorts that we can provide you free private events based upon the number of guests and the length of stay of the guests. So as an example, we have a resort, several resorts actually in Mexico, that if you have, say, 30 rooms a guest staying 3 to 4 nights each, we can typically provide you a welcome party, a private reception with an open bar with top shelf brands, full setups with tablecloths, linens and everything, and a free ceremony, and that's all going to be for free. But the majority of resorts, the answer is yes. Even though you are staying at an all-inclusive resort, you will have to pay. Well, I hope some of these questions you've had or maybe thinking about, and the answers I've provided have been helpful. I probably have a stack of 100 more. So this we'll call volume 1 of frequently asked questions to Destination Wedding Ease over the past 20 years. Periodically, I'll post some more videos with FAQs. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to click down below and leave a comment. You can also send me an email and I'll try to answer it directly, or feel free to just give us a call. Thank you again for watching our videos. Please feel free to subscribe, hit the bell. We post videos every week so that there'll be a new video coming every week.